So we've got one piece of news we want to talk about, and that is that Aespa has recently signed a representation deal for the United States with CAA. And as you may or may not know, CAA is like the biggest of the big three agencies. I mean, so many celebrities are under them. And NCT and Super M also have deals with CAA. So this is the, SM's third deal with CAA. So we have any thoughts on that news?
We just know that this is becoming, K-pop's really in the global limelight right now, and they're really pushing for that. And you know what? All the best to them. I hope that they're very successful. I hope that they get more fans. And yeah, like these idols work so hard. I think it's great that people are starting to enjoy their music and their language outside of just Korea. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an international phenomenon pretty much everywhere except for like the English-speaking world. So now that it's taking over here, I mean, they've conquered everything. And also they're considering doing movies or some kind of like visual entertainment too, big budget with Aespa. So we're probably gonna get the SM cinematic universe is probably more than just a joke at this point. It probably is like actually gonna have movies, which is insane.
What?
Yeah, so they're talking about with Aespa like doing it way bigger than just being like music videos and that kind of thing.
So they're going to be like not like, are we talking like films like like Beyonce style, like Black is King? Like,
I have no idea.
Movies or like films?
I mean, I think a
films.
music movie would probably make the most sense for what they're doing. And like maybe like a huge budget like music movie, which actually would be kind of cool. I'd be interested in seeing that.
If they did something like that and it turned out like Teen Beach but K-pop, that would be sick. That'd be awesome. I would definitely go see that.
Yeah,
at least I would buy it and watch it from the comfort of my home.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it feels like everyone is doing these music movies or music documentaries, and it's interesting because sometimes I feel like it's done prematurely. When I watch a music movie or a documentary, I want it to be from an artist that I really am curious about because they build up this reputation and brand to the point where I'm just so curious about who they are outside of it.
And I don't think that's it. I don't think that's what they're doing though with Aespa. I think they're doing something more like like Lemonade or something, but in Kwangya.
Hey. Okay, I'm curious, but even then, honestly, I still would like it to be from an artist, or my personal taste, that's been around for a minute. I remember when there was a popular artist now in our generation, he came out with a music documentary on Netflix, and everyone was like, what the heck is he putting out a music documentary for? What do we need to know about him that we don't already know because he's of this generation? So I kind of agree, just a little bit,
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with it, and it would be I would be very interested if it was a music movie. If it's some kind of Kwangya narrative and there's dialogue and all, I don't know. We'll have to see. If it's like a movie of Professor, what if I gets hacked? I don't know how much I want to see that. Have you seen that video?
I mean, no.
Oh, it's like Aespa's like intro video.
What is Kwangya?
They're like in the college class, and she goes, "What if I gets hacked?" And she like says it like it's like the smartest question like anyone's ever asked, and like the college class like she threw down. It's so good.
Kwangya.
Kwangya is the universe that SM is building in all of their music and videos right now.
Well, it's like one part of it. Because it's like, honestly, like a list like this long of like names and shit. Because it's like, but everyone's calling it Kwangya because it's like, doesn't make any sense, honestly. But there's like, flat is the world that like, the like animated Aespa girls live in. Kwangya is like this, is Korean for wasteland apparently, but the coordinates for it that they gave out on the Don't Fight the Feeling album are actually just where the SM building is. And then they're all trying to get to another like world that's like a utopia. I forgot what it's called. But and then something to do with Black Mamba being the villain, and I think Red Velvet is Black Mamba. But Yeri said today that there's no Kwangya lyric in the comeback, so everyone was celebrating. But it's very it's very complicated, and if they can somehow get all that lore out in a way that doesn't seem contrived and forced, I'd be very impressed.
I mean, but they're like all,
Yeah.
I think they're doing it very different because all of their groups, they're trying to connect in one narrative. But like obviously a lot of groups have their storyline for them. Like same with BTS, and they're like very dramatic, very depressing storyline, which includes Jin as like a time traveler trying to save them as they all like go through hardships and do terrible things to each other. Very, very dark storyline. At least yours is like kind of fun. They're like in this space universe, alternate reality with, I don't know, like AI characters. That's so much brighter.
I mean, yeah, and then they like put together, they said what each group like means like in the universe, and it's every group, okay? Like every group that SM has ever had, except for like FX.
What did they do to Shiny?
Okay, I'm trying to find what they did to Shiny, because they were like the 5 lights that light up the universe or like something like that. I was like, I don't know. I was like, what the fuck? I know they like told...
They're stars?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it was sweet,
Shiny.
and it was sweet that they included them as like 5 still, and I was like...
Excuse me, Shiny is 5.
Shiny is always 5, yes.
Don't do that.
So I thought it was very beautiful that they kept it that way.
In
Okay.
Kpop's art that he got back from that artist that he sent a picture of Shiny to, and they made them into the Teletubbies. They made Jonghyun the sun.
I know. I was like, I'm gonna fucking cry.
So emotional.
I did not know they were serious when they said that they put it in the lyrics, because in this NCT song they sing "Beyond the Quenya, Come Closer."
Oh, and Hello Future? Or 90s Love?
90s Love.
Yeah, 90s Love, they even did it. And now when I hear it, I'm like, you know? But, okay, wait. But yeah, Shiny is the 5 lights. Red Velvet are mystical beings who have contact with the goddesses or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe we won't. I don't know. But if they're doing some kind of movie with CAA in charge of the American publicity, it is probably going to be very big. And it begs the question, what happened to that Warner Brothers deal that Warner Brothers said they had with Red Velvet?
Oh, Warner Brothers?
Warner Brothers and Capitol Records both were fighting
think,
over Red Velvet, and then SM was like, neither.
I still think like that BTS show is going to air on like HBO or something, right? And they were like buying the rights to BTS Run. There's so much going on right now, like with K-pop and media, that I'm like, I can't take it. BTS is literally on like every late night show every week.
Yeah, did you see they were in the opening ceremony for the Olympics? Like they gave like 3 important cultural figures, and it was like it was like an ancient king, an ancient general, and BTS for South Korea.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Well, I saw that they were just recently selected to go again to represent Korea as like culture and youth ambassadors at the UN again. So like, you know, I hope that June writes a very beautiful speech and doesn't
get like weirdly canceled for it.
That was, we're not going to talk about that.
That was crazy.
But yeah, his speech was actually so good. Like, it really was commendable, and I think that they're doing great things. So excited to see what they do this year.
Yeah.
Also, there's been a lot of speculation because they're going to make that speech in New York. And June, you know, he always spoils everything, said, we'll see you in New York. So they're coming to New York, which means they will be roughly an hour away from me. And it looks like they have something going on. Guys, they canceled the last 3 BTS Run episodes. For what? For what? What are they working on? What are they doing? I need to know.
Yeah, and don't be like me and like beat around the bush and then all of a sudden Blackpink is not in LA anymore. You go follow them. You go find Jungkook.
No, I am not going to stalk BTS. I won't do that. Now, if I happen to take a train into the city when they happen to be in the city and I just aimlessly wander around, or like, you know,
I was just gonna go to.
That's different.
I was just gonna go to spots where you see celebrities and like hang around. You know, could see them, could not.
Yeah.
But then I didn't even do that.
Yeah.
I hung out in the valley.
While doing other things, by the way, guys. You don't just sit there and be creepy. You like go with your friends and like go get a coffee, walk around.
I was like, does anyone want to go to Nobu? And everyone was like, no. I have no money. And I was like, fair. But Jenny Kim.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.